Welcome to this week's episode of Maroon TV News. I'm Liz Stark.
And I'm Mike Vasilio.
And here are this week's top stories.
The University Theater and the Theater and Performance Studies program held a 90s dance party Thursday night. Students danced to hits from Will Smith and the Spice Girls at the Logan Center for the Arts. UT also recently held Theater 24, an event in which students had 24 hours to write, rehearse, and perform a short play.
The Institute of Politics announced its Spring Fellows for the quarter, which includes Anna Marie Cox, Bob Inglis, David Muir, Roger Simon, Michael Steele, and Howard Wolfson. The Fellows host weekly seminars and lectures on topics ranging from politics and journalism to environmental conservation and social media. Each Fellow also hosts office hours for one-on-one conversations with students. For more information about the Fellows, go to politics.uchicago.edu.
The UChicago Slam Poetry Group, Catcher in the Rhyme, held its first annual Chicago Grand Slam Poetry Festival this weekend at the Logan Center for the Arts. Participants of all ages from Chicago competed to win a grand prize of $1,000. The Grand Slam is held to commemorate the city of Chicago as the birthplace of slam poetry and aims to bring Chicago poets together to celebrate their roots.
On Saturday, the Organization of Latin American Students hosted its annual cultural show entitled Expresión. The festival included student dance performances and live music, as well as an art fair featuring local Chicago artists. Through Expresión, OLAS gave students and community members the opportunity to express and celebrate Latin American culture at UChicago.
The UChicago Muslim Students Association invites students to participate in Wear Hijab Day, which will take place tomorrow. Students will wear headscarves all day, followed by a discussion later that evening. The event is part of Islam Awareness Month and follows the MSA's Unmosqued film screening and discussion event last week.
On Tuesday, the Chicago Maroon hosted a roundtable event with students at the Reynolds Club. The open forum allowed editors, columnists, and readers to evaluate the Maroon publication. The roundtable also encouraged new members to attend and participate in future issues. For more information, email the editors-in-chief at editor@chicagomaroon.com.
Artsy students showed up at the Smart Museum on Thursday night for an after-hours party based on the current exhibition, Performing Images. Louise Simpson was there for the report.
The party at the Smart ran smoothly on Thursday night as UChicago students, including several prospective students, enjoyed decorating mugs, a dim sum, and tea dinner. The party lasted 2 hours in the museum's lobby, and the exhibit stayed open late so students could walk through and see the art, part of the Envisioning China Arts and Culture Festival that their own crafts were based off of.
So the Party at the Smart is a program we have 3 times every year. So at the beginning of each quarter, the fall, winter, and spring quarters. Sort of a way to get back into the swing of things at school after the break, and have a fun time at the museum after hours. And it's always based on the exhibitions that we put up. So all the programs and hopefully the food and the music relate in some way to the art and the exhibitions that we have.
Head over to the Smart Museum to find out more about the other events they host for students throughout the quarter.
The ACLU of UChicago, UChicago's chapter of Amnesty International, the Muslim Students Association, and International House teamed up to host ACLU President Susan Herman for a talk on her new book, Taking Liberties, on Thursday evening. Joy Nduku was there for the report.
Thursday night, students gathered at iHouse to discuss the current state of civil liberties in the U.S. Taking Liberties was a lecture and discussion featuring guest speaker, President of the ACLU, Susan Herman, as part of the Muslim Students Association's Islam Awareness Month. The program centered around several cases drawn from Herman's book, The Event's Eponym, that highlight the mistreatment of Muslim citizens and legal residents by different government agencies, including the TSA, NYPD, and the FBI. These actions, Herman explained, are not only humiliating, but they directly conflict with the tenets of the Patriot Act to protect all citizens and make many Americans feel unsafe in their own country. In addition, Herman introduced what inspired her to write the book, Taking Liberties.
I started writing this book in the middle of Barack Obama's first term. And the reason I was doing that was that people seemed to think that all the changes in law post 9/11 had nothing to do with them. And my opening anecdote in the book is about a woman who happened to be sitting next to at dinner one night who said to me, "So, tell me what the ACLU is doing these days, but don't tell me about that Guantanamo stuff." She said, "I'm so sick of hearing about that."
The Q&A also provided audience members the unique opportunity to talk to Herman about ACLU policy and the social implications of government actions.
Yeah, it was nice to hear from the president of the ACLU and from her perspective about the work that's being done and that needs to be done on the issue of civil liberties.
Overall, social awareness was an important aspect of the event's message.
Generally, because we have a pretty comfortable society, a pretty comfortable life, and we don't really get exposed to the everyday effects of government surveillance or people getting detained or immigration policies, they're still important. And one thing always leads to another when it comes to like government action. And so it's really important for people to care about this stuff and to get active, I guess.
For more information on Islam Awareness Month or the Muslim Students Association, please visit www.msa.uchicago.edu. I'm Anule Nduku for Maroon TV News.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Maroon TV News. I'm Liz Stark.
And I'm Mike Basilio. Have a great week.